Hello guys and welcome back to another video. I haven't been uploading lately, mainly because of all the tests in the past weeks, and I still have a few more to do. But in today's video I go through my typical semi-productive weekend and my sort of half grind to all these tests. My weekend of work actually starts on Friday night, where I organise everything and get things ready for Saturday and Sunday. I mainly just get everything from my bag and any books I need on the table, as I hate trying to find stuff later on. Without having stuff organised, you can't really get anywhere. I also make sure I understand what needs to get done for the weekend during this night. Basically, I set a few targets which I try to complete by the end of Sunday. Sometimes I do some reading, and to be honest, which beforehand I would have never thought about it being like this, reading is actually quite refreshing. Just finding a random book or looking at books which are popular and reading them, quite relaxing. Or most of the time, I just hook up my controller to my laptop and play some games for the rest of the night. Otherwise, I just sit around with my family before I go to bed. Now would come the proper work. In the morning, get up, get a glass of water and do the usual stuff like brushing my teeth and going in the shower. I don't know what many people have for their breakfast in this country, but in my house anything can be eaten during breakfast. Sometimes it's like your usual omelette, and other time it can just be oily burgers. But after I've ate, I get straight into it. I had a few things to complete this weekend. I had a maths test on Tuesday, a physics test on the Wednesday, and an RE test on Friday. But the first thing I decided to do was to complete a decent chunk of my physics notes. I know that many people who do well in tests and stuff don't like making notes, they prefer flashcards and stuff, but I use notes because I can just use them and read them throughout the day before the test. For my notes, as always, I mainly used PMT, but also used a bit of BBC Bite Size and some random YouTube videos. This test was basically a paper 2 with all the electricity bits taken off it. Most of my day was eventually made up of me just making physics notes. The most annoying part of paper 2, in my opinion, is all the electromagnetic stuff, because putting together current and wires with magnetism just seems weird to me. Like, who decided to put a wire into a magnetic field? It makes no sense. By the end of my physics revision though, which lasted like 3 hours, I had completed around 2/3 of my revision list, which is split between 3 pages. And now that I look back on it, it doesn't seem that productive. What's that, like a page per hour? Nah. But I was taking regular lengthy breaks every half a page or something like that, and that's something that you need to do if you're planning to work for basically an entire day. There's something else which you need to do for your notes, is just put on colour. Literally make it stand out, highlight it, underline, colour. That's all you need. And around 2:30, I am ready to complete an hour of work at a local charity shop each Saturday. You might be thinking, Somya, how the hell is this productive? Well, this is part of my volunteering section from my Duke of Edinburgh, the award where you do the physical activity, acquire new skills, as well as go on an expedition somewhere in your region or close by. When I was doing my bronze and silver award, I quite enjoyed all of it. It gets you to learn some new things and looks great on your CV. If you're thinking about doing the Duke of Edinburgh, if you're in year 9, year 10 or year 12, or if you're just doing it after your 20s, I would highly recommend it. Enough waffle on that though. When I get home, which is usually around 4ish, I do some form of a workout at home with the heaviest dumbbells you've ever seen. I'll put a link to the channel I use in the description, called HASfit. I go to the gym anyways, but the days which I can't, like when I'm doing revision or when I just can't be bothered, I do a simple 15-minute routine. And do you remember how this was just a semi-productive day? Well, the rest of my next few hours is mostly on my Xbox and just chilling with my friends. I know that I'll have enough time tomorrow to complete any more revision, so I just relax for the next 3 hours or so, playing games like Rocket League and FIFA. Between 8 and 9, I have my food and complete some simple chores, and just chill. However, I did end my Saturday doing something productive. If you do OCR computer science, then you know that you had to complete a programming project. We did not get our project complete in year 10 because of COVID, so after lockdown and in year 11, began working on it again. The school decided to write code for a dice game, so that was our project. And writing code is actually pretty fun, except for one major thing. Changing something leads to 100 more errors. Literally, I just changed the program to print something, and then it prints it like 500 times. Literally, who knew that allowing the correct people into a program could get so complex? Then at around 11:15, I go to sleep after a sort of productive day. But on Sunday, I will complete much more. Nah, just kidding. After completing the normal routine in the morning, I was straight at it for my physics notes. I did not have a lot to do or complete since I already done 2/3 of the topics, as I've said. As it's likely that I'm taking physics for an A level, I had to put enough effort in to get a high enough grade. So today so far I haven't been going that quickly, but I have managed to get all my physics done. Went through all the particle model and forces and matter stuff. And now I'm either going to do bits of my project for computer science or look at some maths work for my test on Tuesday. See you in a bit. I can tell you now that revision had actually paid off a ton, as I found the test sort of alright. Apparently the students that actually completed that test in that year didn't look too happy when walking out of the exam, or whatever they did in 2019. It would be around 1 o'clock and I decided to do some maths. When we went into school to collect some resources, some people were given these grade 9 practice exam questions or this book from CGP, and for the next hour or so I decided to just grind out the topics that vary from confusing to mega confusing. After some maths revision, I again did some exercise to take a break from my work, and release those good hormones which apparently you get from doing exercise. Then this happened. For like half an hour now I've just been relaxing, chilling, and guess what? Maths teacher put on topic list. What do you think I'm gonna do? Get this done so I don't have to do it on Monday. As I have said, I continue to just rattle through the more difficult topics on the test, such as the algebraic index laws and ratio problems. When looking at the names of the topics, it does not look that bad, but when you get to the questions on their test, it's like 10 times harder. But the next few parts of my day actually helped, as I got a pretty decent score on the test. Then again, at around 5 o'clock, I just relaxed for the rest of the day, as I felt like I had completed enough revisions for my maths and physics tests. I did not do any RE revision this weekend, however, because I realised that I already made enough notes on the major areas beforehand and only had a relatively small portion of the content to revise. The most annoying thing about gaming in my house is that without an Ethernet cable, I get frequent lag spikes, which I'm sure most of you do. So I had to untangle the wire and run it across the full house, which is like so annoying for for my sister, my mum, and literally everyone, especially when you trip on it, but it's the best solution for now. Then at around 8 o'clock I have some food like yesterday, like the chips and pizza kind of food, and then relax for the next week. Then I remember something important. Ah yes, how could someone forget? Yeah, that turned out negative, thankfully. But then I do end my semi-productive weekend with a few more improvements to my project, mainly writing Python code and pseudocode, which is a way of writing code which can't be understood by the program, but can be understood by literally anybody, like a person who reads it. But that is how my semi-productive weekend is like, and that's how my final grind for these tests has went. On a more busy weekend I complete a lot more work, and on a chill, relaxed weekend I do little work whatsoever. However, this weekend of work was very beneficial, as I've got some of the tests back by now, and I did pretty well on them. I only have a few open book tests left, and I probably will have completed most of them by the time this comes out. But I do have one more test which I have to revise for biology. Of course it's biology. Working on that later. That'll do for today. Thanks for watching, and if you're an upcoming Year 11 student, remember to take these weekends seriously. Bye for now. And remember those COVID tests.